Hi, I'm Chrissy Perkins. Thanks for tuning in to my Week 2 Real Women of Philadelphia. Today I'm going to be working on an appetizer. It's called the Kickin Buffalo Chicken dip. It's sure to please anybody at your party, and it's quick, easy, and affordable. That's why I like it best. All you'll need is 2 chicken breasts. I cut them up into smaller pieces so that they cook faster. If you want to keep this recipe to a minimum, you can buy chicken already made or the canned chicken as well. I like to cook my own chicken because I like to put that spice in there and get it really ready for the dip. In addition to the chicken breast, you're going to need a 3/4 of a cup of ranch dressing. You're going to need 3/4 cup of Red Hot or any of your favorite wing hot sauce will work. Salt and pepper to season your chicken. I use onion and garlic. I use about 1/4 cup of onion and 3 healthy cloves of garlic. You are also going to have shredded cheddar cheese, about 1 cup of that for the garnish at the end. You will also need a 16-ounce tub of Philadelphia cream cheese. You can also use 2 8-ounce bars of cream cheese. You will want those out on the counter though and softened while you prepare your chicken. I'm going to start preparing my chicken. I'm simply going to be seasoning it with salt and pepper. I want to get a good season on it because it's going to be cooking in the oven. So I want it to have a nice season before we put it in the oven. Why I don't cook the chicken entirely in the pan is I like that oven softness of the chicken. It kind of makes it very nice, soft, falling apart. And when you cut it up or shred it up for the dip, it's just wonderful. So I always throw it in the oven for about 20 minutes. While I'm waiting for the chicken to finish flash frying, I'm just chopping up my garlic. I'm dicing up 3 cloves of garlic finely. And I'm going to be placing them in with the chicken in just a moment, just before I pull the chicken out to throw it in the oven. I don't want the garlic and onion in the skillet too long because I don't want them to burn. The chicken is finishing flash frying. I've added the garlic and I'm just going to add my 1/4 cup of onion and kind of let those flavors blend together for just a moment before I throw the chicken in the oven. Another benefit of flash frying is it also gets the chicken cooking so that it's not so long in the oven. I'm finishing sauteing the vegetables now. I've had them sauteing for just about 2 or 3 minutes, and that's about all I want, just to start releasing that aroma and the flavors of the veggies, the garlic and the onion. What I'm going to do is transfer the chicken along with the contents of the pan into my baking dish so I can throw this chicken in the oven. I'm going to just transfer all of it together. I want the olive oil also to go right in there and all of the veggies as well. Before I put the chicken in the oven, I've preheated the oven to 375 already before I start sauteing the chicken so it's ready to go. I have the chicken, the olive oil, and the veggies. I'm going to add a little bit of chicken broth just to keep the breasts moist while they cook in the oven. If you don't have chicken stock or chicken broth on hand, feel free to use water. It'll work just the same. I'm then going to cover the chicken with foil. The chicken is done baking after about 20 minutes. I pulled it out and I chopped the chicken up in little diced cubes. I want it as small as I can get it so that it really blends in well with the dip. We don't have too big of pieces for any one bite. After I did that, I also took all of the juice from the pan, which was my chicken stock, my onions and my garlic, and I put it all in the bowl. For this Kickin Buffalo dip, we're using all parts of the buffalo. You want to go ahead and put your chicken in a hot kettle. I use a higher side pan because I'm going to be mixing a lot with it, and I don't want it spilling over the sides. I have my heat on about medium hot. I'm going to add my hot sauce. I'm using Frank's hot buffalo sauce. You can use any of buffalo sauce that you like best. Also, if you feel like it's going to be too hot and your guests don't want that kind of heat, you can also use a mild form. What I'm going to do is just let this simmer with the chicken. The chicken's simmering in the pan with the hot sauce, and that's exactly what we want. We're going to give that just a minute for those flavors to blend together. Also, we still have that nice peppery coating on our chicken. My chicken's boiling well with the hot sauce. I'm going to go ahead and add the cream cheese. Again, I want to add a 16-ounce tub of cream cheese, Philadelphia cream cheese, or you can use the 2 8-ounce bars. My cream cheese has been softening. I've had it out on the counter since I started the dish, so it's ready to melt down. I'm working the cream cheese in, and what it's going to do is give us that creamy texture that we need. It's going to soften the blow of the heat from the hot buffalo sauce, and it's also going to provide kind of almost a binding agent that we need to make it more like a dip and less soupy. And what I'm doing is just working the cream cheese into the sauce and letting it melt up nicely. It's looking wonderful. It's getting very creamy. It's giving us that binding dip-like texture that we want. Also smoothing out and cooling off that hot sauce. I'm mixing my ranch dressing in now, and as soon as that cream cheese hit the sauce, it really gave us the texture that we want. The ranch is simply just an extra cooling agent and giving us that familiar flair that we have with our buffalo wings. The dip is now finished. I'm going to turn the heat off. The dip is all finished. We're ready to plate it. I'm going to be putting it in this presentation dish. What I've done is just use a large charger, and I put my dish for the dip in the center. This dip should be served warm. It's much better when it's warm or hot and bubbly, however you prefer. I'm using chips today. I'm using a round tortilla chip, which is bite-sized, and also a bagel chip or a mini toast. You can use different items with this. I've also done a baguette that I've chopped up and just put pieces of bread around the dish. That works wonderfully as well. I'm more partial to chips or a bagel chip because I like that texture of the crunch along with the creamy dip. The dip is now plated. To finish it off, I garnish with about 1 cup of shredded cheddar cheese. It's really wonderful and it melts right with the warm dip. Our appetizer is plated. We're all ready to enjoy our guests and our Kickin Buffalo Chicken dip. As Paula Deen would say, this one will keep them coming back, y'all. Thanks. I'm Christy Perkins.